Welcome to Dark Chronicles, Crime and Shadow. Tonight, we travel back in time to the year 1922 to a remote German farmstead that became the scene of one of the most gruesome and baffling unsolved murders in history. This is the story of the Hinterkaifeck Murders, a case that has haunted the region for over a century, leaving behind more questions than answers. Hinterkaifeck was a small, isolated farm located in Bavaria, Germany. It was home to the Gruber family, Andreas Gruber, his wife Cecilia, their widowed daughter Victoria, and her two children, Cecilia and Joseph. Despite their distance from the nearest town, the Grubers were known to their neighbors, though not always fondly. Andreas Gruber was a harsh man, known for his strictness and rumored to have a complicated and troubled relationship with his daughter Victoria. In the months leading up to the murders, strange occurrences began to unsettle the family. Andreas reported finding footprints in the snow leading from the forest to the farm, but none leading back. He also heard footsteps in the attic, but when he investigated, he found nothing. The family dog would bark incessantly at night, but no one could find a reason for its distress. Little did they know, these eerie signs were a prelude to the horror that was about to unfold. On March 31st, 1922, the neighbors noticed that no one from the Gruber family had been seen for several days. The farm was unusually quiet, and the family had not attended church, a rare occurrence for the devout Grubers. Concerned, the neighbors decided to check on the family. What they found would shock the community and baffle investigators for decades. In the barn, hidden beneath a stack of hay, lay the bodies of Andreas, Cecilia, Victoria, and young Cecilia. They had been brutally murdered with a mattock, a farming tool similar to a pickaxe. The scene inside the house was no less horrific. Victoria's son Joseph was found dead in his crib, and the family maid, who had only recently started working at the farm, was discovered in her quarters. The most chilling aspect of the crime was not just the brutality of the murders, but the fact that the killer had remained on the property for several days after committing the act. During this time, they had tended to the livestock, eaten meals in the kitchen, and even used the fireplace, leaving behind nothing but a chilling sense of their presence. When the police arrived, they were faced with a crime scene that offered more questions than answers. The bodies were carefully examined, and it was determined that the murders had occurred on the night of March 31st. Each victim had been killed with precise, forceful blows to the head. Young Cecilia had clumps of her own hair in her hands, suggesting she had survived the initial attack and pulled her hair out in terror before succumbing to her injuries. Despite a thorough investigation, the police were unable to identify the murderer. Theories ranged from a robbery gone wrong to a crime of passion, but none of the family's money or valuables were taken. Suspicion fell on Victoria's rumored lover, a man named Lorenz Schlittenbauer, who had once claimed to be the father of her son Joseph. However, no concrete evidence could link him or anyone else to the murders. The case grew colder with each passing year as the memory of the Gruber family faded into local legend. The Hinterkaifeck murders remain one of Germany's most infamous unsolved crimes. Over the years, the case has attracted the attention of amateur sleuths, historians, and true crime enthusiasts, all hoping to uncover the truth behind the mystery. But despite numerous theories and investigations, the identity of the killer or killers remains unknown. Was the murderer someone the family knew? Someone who held a grudge or perhaps sought revenge? Or was it a drifter, a stranger passing through the area who saw an opportunity and took it? The lack of clear motive, coupled with the killer's disturbing behavior after the murders, only deepens the enigma. Even more unsettling is the knowledge that somewhere in the world, someone may have taken the secret of Hinterkaifeck to their grave. The legacy of Hinterkaifeck. Today, the Hinterkaifeck farm no longer exists. It was demolished a year after the murders, and a shrine now stands in its place, a silent reminder of the horrors that once occurred there. The case continues to fascinate and terrify, a dark chapter in the annals of true crime. The Hinterkaifeck Murders serve as a haunting reminder of the evil that can lurk in the most unexpected places. It is a story of fear, isolation, and the unsettling realization that sometimes the most terrifying monsters are those we cannot see. Thank you for joining us on this chilling exploration of the Hinterkaifeck Murders. As always, we encourage you to keep your mind open and your wits sharp, for the world is full of mysteries, some of which may never be solved. If you found this episode intriguing, be sure to follow Dark Chronicles Crime and Shadow for more stories that delve into the darkest corners of human history. Until next time, remember, the truth is out there, but it may not always be what we expect.